Welcome to another video right here on FE Builds. We are in my FE Builds office. We can actually work on cars. As you can see, I've got some tissue next to the petrol car, and I've got some helmets over here. I've got a FE sticker that we're going to stick on what's in that box, and we've got some builds over here. These are some of the builds that I've done over the years, and I like to stick those, put those rally cars up there, and then we've obviously got a safe to make sure our important stuff is kept safe. And there's some tires there, but that's not all my tires. I've got a lot of tires that I've worked on over the years that I've changed, and sometimes I come here, pick some tires and go use them. But this place is in a bit of a mess because we've been quite busy. As you can see, I still need to sort out all the networking wires and stuff and get a system going that runs. That was a very nice car, it used to work, but then I needed parts, so I took it apart. And today we'll be doing an unboxing of something special. I received something that I really wanted, and I'll give you a tip. I've got many small ones. Some are broken, but two I've built, and they're quite nice, and I think this is going to be good. It's made by RGT. It's one of the new models, and I think it's going to be awesome. So let's get to this unboxing. I'm just going to take it out of this outer box, and then let's look at the car and the box in itself and see the features that it comes with. So I'll just pause the camera and I'll be back. Okay, so what we've got here is the RGT EX86160, and it's a 10th scale Land Cruiser 79. It's called the Land Commander, but obviously we're going to pull off that sticker and we're going to put the Land Cruiser one, and we're going to put the Toyota badge, but that's in part 2 of this video. Right now we're going to do an unboxing, then we're going to go and test. So you can see over here, I'll just stand over here so you can read this. I'm not going to read through all of this, but you can see the features. It's got 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive. I believe that's 2-wheel front wheel drive. And then it's got a dig function where it locks the rear wheels and you can actually spin around in position. It's got a 2-speed gearbox, so you've got high range and low range. It's also got a winch. It comes with a winch. How many cars do you know these days that come with a winch? And apart from that, you can ride the car open diff, or you can lock the diffs, both diffs, the front and the back, which is very nice. I like that feature because it makes it very realistic. Instead of the diffs being locked all the time like a competition rock crawler, you can actually leave the diffs open until you need to lock them. And you can have things or videos or sessions like I did with the F-150, where you only use the lock diffs in situations where you need it, and where you have rules to your trail drive where you're not allowed to help the car unless it turns over. So we can see over there on the box it says 2-speed. It's got a dig function, which I explained already. It's got 6% overdrive. So basically what that means is the front wheels spin 6.8% faster than the rear. And I think that'll help in climbing in situations with trail. I think 6.8% is sufficient for a trail rig. Where it really comes in handy is when you're climbing, when you're trying to make tight turns, when you're doing things that you'll be doing on the rocks where it's very steep. But I think for trail, this is sufficient. It's got a front and a rear diff lock, as I said, switchable 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. It's got winch already included, which I'll show you. We'll go through the car. And it's got a multi-function light set already there. So we're going to see the functions on it. See if there's any information on this side. No. It comes in 2 color schemes, cream color and the gray. I chose the gray. I hope and believe this is the gray. You can see over there the specifications of the car. So the length is 660 millimeters, the width 232. So it's not such a wide car. The height is 270, wheelbase 380 millimeters. The wheels are 110 by 36 millimeters. The weight of the car without a battery is 4.4 kilograms. The radio is a 2.4G 10 channel radio. That's very nice. So I'm guessing we can add some more things. It's got an ESC in it, which is a 1060 standard 60 amp, and it can take 2S and 3S LiPos. Now we're going to do a benchmark with the stock motor and ESC in it, and then we're going to upgrade and put the Fusion Pro Elite in this car and see how that works. I know that's just been recently released. With regards to the steering servo, it's got a digital Metal Gear servo, 30 kg, which is not bad at all. I don't think that will need to be changed, and that's quite good. In terms of the overdrive, it's got 6% overdrive. So in low range, the gear ratio is 36:1 going forward. In reverse, it's 38:1. In high range, the gear ratio is 19:1 going forward, and in reverse it's 20:1. It's got a 6% overdrive. The ramp angle, I believe that's the breakover angle, is 23 degrees. The approach angle is 48 degrees, 48.5. The departure angle, because the back, this piece over here goes slightly over, is 36.6 degrees. And the body is polycarbonate, and it comes in these two color schemes as I showed you over there, which is very nice. It's important to note that this is not a promoted video. I actually paid for this, and special thank you to RC633 for making it possible for me to get one of these. I really wanted one when I heard of them being released, and Sean from RC633 made a plan for us. Okay, so one thing I didn't see when I was taking the box off is it's got an LCG gearbox setup, all metal gears. The front and rear axle use powder metal gear differentials and have independent differential lock design, which is quite good. That's awesome. The front drive steering uses 3-section linkage CVD. So I stand under correction, but that might be the one where when you turn full lockout, it doesn't have that sort of jerking motion, like where it goes like that, but rather it's just a smooth motion as you turn. Both front and rear central drive shafts are steel, and they also have the CVD structure for enhanced durability. The rear suspension adds steel leaf springs, and we can see that the servo actually sits on the front axle, which is very good, so we won't get a situation where there's bumps here. The main body adapts a hardened stainless steel chassis beam. It's nice that it comes with a metal servo arm. With regards to the linkage rods, we'll see all this when we take the car out, and the ball joint of the linkage rods use reinforced nylon material with a new formula, which is more resistant to friction and deformation. That's very nice because I've had the old RGTs, as you can see. That over there is a RGT that I've actually broken and taken apart for parts. It was working, it was still running, but we took it apart. So what do you get in the box? Let's start over here. What's in here? This is just plastic to fill the gap. And I see Sean has been in here. He added 2 things that I requested that I really needed. I'll take the remote out first. The first thing you get in the box, stock standard, you don't get these 2 extra motors. You get the remote, which we'll take a look at just now. These were extra order that I placed. This is a Fusion Pro Elite that's going in the car. And this is a Fusion 8 that's going in another car. We're trying to build our own Guillemot. And as you can see, I got the gray one. We're first going to benchmark the car at its stock form and then take it from there. So let's get the car out of the box and let's take a look at what comes in it. Okay, so I just took the box out and I can see the instruction manual at the bottom over here, and it's got some parts that come with it. These look like wiper blades. So now let's take a look at the car from the side, and wow, that's a sight to behold in itself. I mean, it's even got a driver, full interior, and it just looks amazing. But as you can see already, it's got some mud flaps, some nice soft mud flaps, which are very nice, and it's got this back section over here that actually opens up, and it's much bigger than people think. It's got something in there. Okay, so it's actually instructions on how to open it. Okay, is that the maximum that it opens? But just to give you an impression, I've got big hands. My whole hand is fitting in there. So you can literally carry your batteries, you can carry stuff, maybe even put a juice behind here if you're hiking and you're taking your car, put some juice and some food. If it's nicely sealed, maybe a lunchbox that's sealed, and the car can carry it for you. It's very nice, and it opens on both sides, so it's got this latched system. Okay, and my desk is getting quite full with all the things that we've taken out. I'm going to just quickly pop some of these things in the box. This bubble wrap, get it out of the way. Okay, and to get you a bit of a better view, we're just looking at the suspension. It's actually nice and soft. And one thing I do plan on changing is the shocks. Not that the shocks that come with it are bad. See how the amount of droop that it's got when you set it down. I'm going to lift the car up and let's just see how much the shocks actually compress. So it's got a bit of droop, and it's got quite a long way of compression to go before it bottoms out. You've got a guy in there, and I believe the interior is also painted. I'm trying to get a good angle so we can actually see this. The screen of the camera is actually shining in the reflection over there, so you can see what I see. These back sections, are they open or not? I assume not. So it's mainly these, but if you're like me and you like to make things, you can actually 3D print a cover at the back here and make this open. But obviously that will take a lot of work. It comes with 2 extra tires. I thought these were Falcon Wild Peak tires, but these are actually Alken tires, not Falcon. But they've got a good, surprisingly, they've got a very nice sticky compound, which is very interesting. I'll grab one of these tires over here just to show you. And I love planes, by the way. It's not as sticky as these tires over here that come with it. So these are nice tires. Even though they're not Falcon Wild Peak tires, they're quite nice. So I've got the car turned over. And as you can see, as they said, it's got a metal servo horn. It's got the winch connected up, so they weren't lying when they said there's a winch. The body mount system, or the hook system to hold the body on, is 2 clips over here which have retainers that hold it in place. So if you open it, they don't get lost, they don't fall. And at the back, it's got 2 latches that you basically just turn and unlock like that. And then you can take the body off. But let's look at the design over here. It's got a 4-link suspension at the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Metal drive shafts. And it doesn't have a pan-out bar, which is very nice. I believe it gives a bit more of a realistic kind of look when the RC is driving. Although having pan-out bars is very realistic. As we go to the back, we can see it's got metal springs, which are not too hard. The sides actually move, as you can see when you compress the spring. The end parts of the spring actually move. And I don't know how much travel these shocks have, but we'll measure them at some stage when we decide to upgrade. The only thing that I don't like is the way these wires hang. So what I might do before we actually take it out on a trail drive is I might actually cable tie this to this section over here so that it doesn't get caught on a rock or a branch or something, or I might cable tie it behind here to this piece over here so that these wires don't get ripped out. These mud flaps feel very nice. It's a nice rubber that they've used, held there by 2 screws, and at the back it's got provision so you can actually put a winch, which is very nice. Very, very cool. And I was worried about the servo clearance, which is why I got the Fusion Pro Elite. It does have a 540 motor over there, but it looks like it comes pretty close with the servo. And we're going to change these shocks out to Desert Lizards. But it seems like it comes pretty close to the servo. And for clearance purposes, it would be nice if we actually had a shorter motor. So we're going to use a Fusion Pro Elite, which is 48.5 millimeters long, and that should work. You can actually see the wire that controls the diff lock going there and also going to the back, and I believe the dig is controlled at some place in the center, so it locks this completely. So these 2 tires stay completely locked, so this rear axle doesn't spin, only the front does when you activate the dig. 4-link also at the back. Very nice high quality links. As compared to the old ones, these feel like they're much better. It's improved. The chassis is nice. It's actually been coated. It's a nice clear, nicely coated chassis, which is very, very nice. It's got the on-off switch over here in the stock standard setup, and we're obviously going to change that, so we're most probably going to put our switch somewhere that's reachable. But I also had an idea. Since this car has such a nice big back carry section, we might be able to actually put the batteries in there, because I believe the Fusion Elite comes with a very long wire, so we can actually have the battery sit in there instead of having to take off the body every single time we want to change the battery. We can mount a battery holder in there and then let the wire run to there and connect it in there, and all you need to do is just open here, and you can change the battery. As I look at these front shocks, they look like 9mm shocks. At the back, I'm not so sure, so we might have to set the lizards in such a way that they actually work properly. So we might set them at a 50-50 level, depending on the measurement of these shocks when you take them off. But let's turn the car over and get the body off. Okay, and I can see over here already we've got 4 servos. I believe these control the dig function. We've got the 1060 ESC over there, we've got the receiver in there. The motor sits quite up high, but that's fine because it's a trail rig. It's got a section where we can put a fan, and I believe I have a fan that will fit there. And over here it's got 2 servos. I believe one of these is to change the gear from high range to low range, and the other one is to operate the dig function, so it locks the rear axle from spinning. And I believe this can also be taken off at the back here, this section. But as I said, if it goes through like this, imagine the ability to just make a small hole somewhere here, put a battery mount over here, and can easily just change batteries without having to take the body off to do so. I believe the original body mount, the battery mount, is over here. The shocks have a lot of positions where you can screw them in, as you can see over there, and also on this side, so you can change the way the shocks sit. That'll help us in our mission to install the Fusion Pro. But I think we've covered most of the stuff over here. One thing I do like very much is the fact that it's got these going around, and that'll actually protect it. I had to take mine off on the other car because believe it or not, with a trail rig like this, you're gonna hit a lot of things and it damages this front section. Here's another LC79 that we can look at in a mini Jimny, mini version of Optimus. But I've got two of these are made by MN models. And I've got a grey one that looks just like this with the back section also. So I'll have a big and a small one. But there's another Land Cruiser 79. So we're going to do a run of the vehicle with the stock standard setup. You might notice a FE sticker on the vehicle, but that's all we're changing right now for the test, because I want to get that sticker on while the body is still clean. It's a vinyl sticker, and I might put it on the hood because I see there's a roof rack on this car. So we might put it just over the hood vent. And at some stage when we start modifying, we're going to take off this Land Commander. But let's go into a time when we actually test the car, and we'll conclude the video from there. Nice and clean and ready for our FE sticker, which is going to sit right here and curve over the intake on the hood, which I think will be really cool. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to go through the different functions and see the remote, how it works, and then go do a test drive. Okay, so we have done the decal on the car, and it's looking good. We took off the Land Commander signs because we're going to put Land Cruiser signs. The only one thing I didn't like was when this came in the box, the body was a bit creased. So we'll have to heat that up and straighten it out. And yeah, but apart from that, everything is good. Reminder of the space in here. There's so much space, you can literally fit your whole hand in there. It's very nice. We've got our FE hood sticker. So now we're just going to turn this car on and see what the various functions do. So turning on the remote. Is on. So currently, as it is, I'm gonna just drive. Let's see what it's in. 4-wheel drive. So it looks like the remote being in that front position is 4-wheel drive. When I pull it back, now it's front wheel drive, so it's front wheel drive, not rear wheel drive when it's in 2-wheel drive. I think it's a type of dig function without the back being braked. So the front tires sort of pull it around, and then when you switch it to dig, these back tires won't move at all. Okay, so let's test this out. So that's I believe this is something to do with the winch. So you get to pull it out. And then wind it back in. I like the fact that it actually holds tight at the front. In, that's out. One of the two, I can't remember. And that is 4-wheel drive. So I'm just going to go the fastest. I believe this is in low range. Okay, now I'm going to turn this on. That's high range. Okay, so I just pulled off the body, and that right there is why the lights are off. The connector came out. So we're just going to pop it back in, and hopefully everything will work. Okay, so let's test and see if the lights will come on. Okay, we saw the indicator flash. When you turn this side, it's flashing this side. Turn that side, it's flashing that side. So I assume the lights will come on now. There's a flickering function. This button here doesn't seem to have any function, so we can actually use this to change the drag mode. But if we switch it on like that, it stays solid. It's blinking because of the camera, but in actual fact it's solid. Then it's flickering, and the light's also flickering. And there's indicators, as I showed you. On that side you can also see indicators. And it might come out slightly different on camera, but that's because of the camera. So the indicators are working. Okay, let's try reverse. Reverse lights are working. Let's go test this thing now that the lights and everything are working. Okay, and we got the hood sticker done. It's in its box. We're gonna head out and go test this.